Hello again, Amazing Camp Worgle staff. I know you guys already got a video from me on Tuesday, but I did want to send out one more with an email just to kind of go over some specific things that have come up in a lot of questions as we were making calls this week that specifically outline your training. And the biggest thing I first want you guys to understand is that we need you guys as a summer staff to keep your orientation training dates, which are May 22nd through May 30th, open, both for the virtual training that I'm getting ready to outline in just a second, as well as any other training that could develop during those dates that we have contracted you to be trained. I just want to remind you guys all, you're going to get paid for this time. And for this, it's kind of a weird thing. Like, we're paying you for the training that you would have been doing in person, but for a portion of it, at the very least, you're going to be doing it at home. And so we do need you guys to just really keep those dates carved out. We are going to outline in a little bit some specific times that we know right now to keep carved, and there could be additional ones that come after the dates that we're getting ready to talk about today. But I just need you guys to all understand that. We also just want to make sure that we advise you guys to not travel outside of where you live, so that you can avoid any possible quarantine restrictions that could result from traveling. We obviously hope that once restrictions are lifted here, that you are available to come, and we don't want any unnecessary travel to prevent that from happening. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen and kind of talk through this training that I had mentioned on Tuesday, which is basically some virtual training that, again, instead of us doing during orientation, we are going to do in person. We're going to do over the video with you guys. So let me share my screen really quickly. It lets me do that. Okay, great. Okay, so in the email that I just sent you, you have an image, but you also have an attachment that has all of this information. And I wanted to take a second to kind of explain what this means. Okay, so first off, the first phase that we sent out on Tuesday of your expert online training, again, that is due on May 15th at noon. And then we will send out the second phase of your training on the 18th and the 19th of May, so the following Monday and Tuesday. And some of that training that's going to come out on May 18th is simply going to be training that you'll just kind of do on your own, just like this first phase. But the bulk of it is actually going to be what I'm getting ready to outline right here on this spreadsheet, okay? The bulk of it is actually going to be, one, kind of an introduction to what's going to happen, and then a lot of these trainings, you're going to watch the training, and then there's going to be a follow-up live small group discussion in your orientation cabins virtually that we kind of talk about the training, or we do a cabin devotional, okay? So let me kind of go through this a little bit specifically. You guys can kind of see the schedule here. The first thing is that you guys will have, if you're a returning staff member, and this will be uploaded to your expert online training dashboard, and if you're not a returning staff member, then you will have one less of these to watch. At Basic Returners, this is going to outline both what your role is in the summer as a returner, but also specifically, especially, what your role is going to be as a returning staff member as we break into these virtual cabins. And obviously your role is going to be very important because this is obviously something we've never done before and very weird. And its success is going to have a lot to do with just how much you guys engage with our new staff and support them, just like you would have been doing if you were seeing them in person in these cabins. So that's just for returners. It will be released Monday or Tuesday, and we just need to make sure that you have watched that by May 21st, returning staff, okay? The second thing is everybody. So we will have also released on the 18th or the 19th a training that is going to go out to everybody, and this is simply just a quick welcome to our virtual orientation. In addition, our director is going to come on and talk about the Camp Worgle mission and philosophy so that you guys understand that. I think that's a great first one to kind of roll out as we do these virtual trainings, and you just need to watch that by May 21st, okay? The rest of these, they'll all be released on the 18th or 19th, okay? And it is fine to watch some of them a little bit in chunks, but what we really are hoping is that on May 22nd, you guys carve out some time to watch the Cabin Devotional and Ministry Resources Part 1, and the Faith Foundation Part 1. And we need you to do that before 7:30 p.m. because if you guys look down here, these are all the small group breakouts, okay? Because it's 7:30 p.m., we are going to have you guys jumping into a live either GoToMeeting or Zoom call, which I'll show you in just a second how to get to that is discussing the cabin devotional training that you would have already watched. In addition, we're going to have a cabin devotional on the First Faith Foundation, We All Screw Up, okay? And basically that is going to start, and that's going to happen every single day starting on May 22nd all the way through May 26th. Okay, so essentially from May 22nd to the 26th, we need all of our summer staff to carve out this 1 hour, 1.5 hours of time for your small group training and your cabin devotionals every single night. Okay, I want you guys to remember that again, this is time that we have you contracted for. But instead of needing you for 24 hours of the day, we are only asking specifically for 1.5 hours of your time to jump onto this training. And then the rest of it, you can do on your own time during the day, as long as it happens before that training were to happen. Hopefully that makes sense. You guys can kind of see on the 23rd, the same thing happens. We just want you guys to make sure you've watched these two right here by 7:30. So then that night at 7:30 p.m., you can jump on for that training and that devotional. Same thing on the 24th, 25th, and 26th, okay? The only thing different about the 26th, and the reason this is yellow, is this very last one is actually what we call a family group training and meetup, and we're gonna play some games. This is gonna be where you get to meet your family group leader, which is a permanent staff member that's gonna love you and support you this summer. And it's different a little bit. It might be a lot the same, but it's gonna be a little bit different than your cabin. And so we just need to make sure that you guys understand you'll actually access that in a little different way, okay? So that's what I want to talk about next. How do I access these different trainings, okay? Well, first off, I want you guys to see that all of these trainings that you need to watch before a certain date and certain time are all going to be housed on Expert Online Training, which you guys should hopefully be familiar with by now, okay? We'll release them on Monday or Tuesday, the 19th, okay? And the place that you're going to find them, you don't see this yet, but it's a place that's called Virtual Training, and then also Faith Foundations. The reason you don't see these yet on your particular Expert Online Training dashboard is because I haven't enrolled you, okay? Just a reminder on how to get there. There's a couple ways. You can either go to expertonlinetraining.com and just log on, or you can click on this little box right here and it will take you to the login place for Expert Online Training, okay? This is my particular test account, and you don't see this yet, but you'll have 2 new trainings that pop up called Virtual Training and also Faith Foundations. And that is where you're going to find all of those different trainings. A few other new ones will pop up in some of these other modules, but these are the 2 that we're basically outlining right now, okay? So that's how you're going to find all those trainings. The other thing I want to talk about is how do you know what GoToMeeting link to go to based on your cabin, okay? We are going to assign you guys all into a cabin, a virtual cabin. And the way you're going to access that is through your My Camp Worgle dashboard. It's going to be very, very simple. So I'm going to go back to the My Camp Worgle dashboard. Okay. So it's not there right now. It's invisible, but there's going to be a box that shows up right here, and it's going to say like Virtual Orientation Cabin. What you're going to do is you'll click on that box eventually, and it's going to then directly send you to a link that is going to have your GoToMeeting or Zoom. We're not exactly sure which platform we're going to use yet, but it's going to have like a video conferencing platform to where you click on it and it's going to take you to that particular training. And yeah, and so then basically that's going to be the training that you're going to be doing with people all throughout the week. It's going to be your orientation cabin, and yeah, so that is that. I think those are the biggest things that I wanted to go over. I think in review, the biggest things I want you guys to first off just remember is to keep the dates of May 22nd to May 30th. Please have those carved out. One, for this training that we need you guys to complete, but also to make sure that you're available for any additional training that we continue to develop. And again, you guys will get paid for these dates or for these times. In the end, your orientation payment will be the same as what it would have been if you would have been coming in person. The main difference is, unfortunately, you guys are having to do a lot of your training remotely. And I know that is hard. Not ideal, but it's the way for us to be able to get to our campers sooner. It's the way for us to prepare you guys in a way that is going to make your experience better. And like I said, while I know that parts of it are going to be a little bit harder, I know that it's going to be something that we will get through together, and it's going to make us stronger, and it's going to make the summer all the more memorable for sure. So I think that's it. If you have any questions, feel free to call me, text me, email me anytime. I will make everything as clear as I can. And I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend, and yeah, have a great day.